Well, it was hard because Sheila Carrasco is my best friend. And so I just was like, oh my gosh. And I understand why. But I will also encourage viewers just to stay tuned. It's heartbreaking. We love our girls so much, but there are other ways that, she'll appear back in here, whether it's through flashbacks and things like that. You know what? All of them. Something that's been really fascinating is before we got to season 3, was just figuring out who we haven't had scenes with. And so I would love more scenes with Sasapis, played by Ramon Zaragoza. I always love when I get to do scenes with Sam, played by Rose McIver, our number 1. But all of us, anytime you pair us, even if it's 3 together, it's like the scene just pops in a different way. And so, yeah, all these different little combinations, you don't know what you're gonna get in each scene. And I have to say that one of my favorite scene partners is Devin Long, for sure, who plays the Viking, because Devin is a Viking in real life. And also he's like always roaring on set, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Devin. And Thor's always coming for Alberta with her little hat, and they just have this great strife and rivalry. And so getting to play that out on screen is really fun as well too. I have loved Eddie Murphy since I was 12 years old. One of my childhood best friends, her name is Lisa Farkas. Her mother, Renita Farkas, just passed away. And she used to buy the Eddie Murphy Live at SNL's Greatest Hits on bootleg. That's very important, right? So we would literally watch it on VHS, and that was my intro to comedy. And he has impacted my life as a performer since the first day I watched that tape on bootleg. And to be in Candy Cane Lane with him was not only an honor, it truly was my greatest achievement. And so being able to see my name next to his, it's truly a career highlight for sure. The Parisian Bed Bug, obviously in current events, we knew that the bed bugs were taking over Paris, right? And I had just went to Paris a few months prior, and I had stayed at this really beautiful hotel, and my husband and I decided to go to a Michelin star restaurant. And at the restaurant, you're seeing the Eiffel Tower, and the food is great, and I felt something rubbing up my leg, and I swore it was my husband just trying to get frisky. Child, come to find out, it was a rat. And so I looked under, Ratatouille was right there. I said, okay, well, it's time to go. And so when I think about Paris, these are my fondest memories of that very romantic city. So when I started seeing in current events that there was a Parisian Bed Bug, I said, listen, if Ratatouille is a chef, the Parisian Bed Bug definitely has to be like a Meryl Streep Devil Wears Prada type. She has to be wearing a fur coat. She's in the best mattresses in the world possible. She's not on no waterbed. Our girl is on a cooling mattress, you know what I mean? Memory foam. And so that is where that thing came from. I definitely feel like Parisian Bed Bugs are style icons as well. And so when I started doing those sketches online, also at the time I was on strike, right? So I had to pivot, and that the internet ended up becoming my global stage. And so I did that sketch. I had no idea that it would reach over 50 million people, and that I would end up in Forbes for that. I love that for me as well. And I also have to give my husband a huge shout out, because he filmed all of the shenanigans and was giving me pitches every time we did a sketch. But it's one of my greatest career highlights as well.